President Tinubu receives letters of credence from new envoys to Nigeria.
Nigeria gets along with all countries.
2023 budget, a supplementary appropriation bill gets speedy attention at the National Assembly.
This bill is now referred to the Committee on Appropriation.
If we must advance forward, then our next destination is here before you, the APC.
All Progressives Congress APC welcomes big wigs from opposition into its fold. Hello and welcome to the Network News. I am Olajide Bello. Joining me from Lagos is Adiola Komiakuri. Remember, you can join this broadcast live on our website nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen. Now let's start with the security issues in Rivers State. President Bola Tinubu has intervened in the political crisis creating security issues in Rivers State. This was during the maiden police council meeting chaired by the president at the State House. Briefing State House correspondents after the meeting, Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi revealed that President showed concern over how the issue was degenerating.
It was discussed that has security implication, that is the problem emerging in Rivers. The President, in his usual leadership position, intervened, and then it would appear there will be peace in that respect. And so in that talking, the governors of the PDP on their behalf, I spoke and extolled the leadership quality of the President, congratulated him on behalf of the President, and expressing appreciation that all the PDP governors who had gone through the tribunal have emerged victorious. We know that is leadership. There was professionalism in the conduct and the way and manner the judiciary is working under his leadership. And he has shown that he is a president for everybody, a president for PDP, a president for APC. By intervening today and bringing succor and solace to the people of Rivers and Nigeria, we found this to be very good. And going forward, we charge that we pledge that we are going to work with him to bring good governance to the people of Nigeria.
Also at the meeting, the Police Council confirmed Kayode Egbetokun as the substantive Inspector General of Police.
I found him to be very qualified, very honest, very transparent, and very hardworking. So we supported Mr. President's proposal, and we said that he should be confirmed as substantive Inspector General of Police.
Confirming him now will give him the necessary, confidence to lead his men. And apart from the confirmation, we also talked, the President is also desirous of security sector reforms. We believe that there is need for us to sit down together, critical stakeholders, and take a look again at our internal security management. What are the issues? What are the timelines? What are the implementation strategy that we need to get these ones done? So those were part of the issues that we deliberated upon.
So far, with the few months that the IG has demonstrated as acting IG, it is clear that he knows what is happening in this country. He is concerned about the challenges that we are having. He has been going from some of the states, from one to another. I know for sure he has been to Nasarawa State a couple of times. And we believe very strongly that he will pick it up from there. As a matter of fact, he presented the position of the security situation in the country, and from what he presented and the map out of where to go, it is very clear that he understands the challenges of security that we are having as it relates to the police.
And meanwhile, the use of technology and strategic communications are to be strengthened for effective policing in Nigeria. These, among other issues, were deliberated at the Ongo Strategic Police Conference in Owerri, Imo State. Francis Pham reports.
Were outlined for discussion at the plenary session at the second day of the conference. Emerging cybercrime trend, optimizing new technologies for Nigeria's policing systems, and operations were areas of focus. Participants were told to develop new police officers with new competencies and emerging security dynamics for effective policing.
As police officers, the trend is changing. Nobody is not. Most countries of the world are not talking about the analog way of policing. Most countries of the world are not talking about, using technology to fight crime.
The roadmap we lay today as the rednecks of the police is not on what is achieved today, but history will write our names in what we have crafted.
You must engage as a community, so the police community must engage directly.
For the participants, either they step up, else they will be left behind, considering the role of artificial intelligence as a game changer in modern policing.
Policing will have to also take care of the IT and the cloud infrastructure to make sure that criminals do not capitalize on using cyberspace to commit crime.
The police is doing everything humanly possible to see that such departments are being reflected in almost all the states of the Federation, with a view to tracking down these cyber criminals.
The need to also build the capacity of officers from recruitment to the highest level was extensively discussed. Francis from NTA News.
And away from security matters, President Bola Tinubu today received new ambassadors to Nigeria. The new envoys presented letters of credence signifying the withdrawal of their predecessors, respectively. First was Mr. Jose Zhao from Angola, followed by the new ambassador from Belgium, Mr. Pieter Lengstad. President Bola Tinubu also received letters from Mr. Seven, who will now represent Norway, Nigeria, as well as Mr. Albert Costella as the new ambassador from Republic of Venezuela to Nigeria. State House correspondent Musbat and Wahab reports that after inspecting a guard of honor and presenting the letters separately, the individual ambassador designate also met with the Nigerian leader privately. Foreign Affairs Minister Yusuf Turga says this development signifies that Nigeria is ready to strengthen ties with the respective countries.
Again, it reinforces the fact that Nigeria gets along with all countries, you know, all around the globe. And this administration, as we keep talking about the 4Ds, democracy, development, demography, and diaspora, we will continue to work with these countries towards achieving our objectives.
Foreign Affairs Minister Yusuf Turga says this development signifies that Nigeria is ready to strengthen ties with the respective countries. And on Israel and Hamas conflict, Nigeria has joined 119 United Nations member states at UN Assembly, where it voted for immediate humanitarian truce and de-escalation of hostiles between Israel forces and Hamas, the Palestinian forces. Minister of Foreign Affairs said this when he received the ambassador of Palestine to Nigeria, Abdallah Abu Shawesh, at the ministry in Abuja. Garba Natala reports.
The United Nations General Assembly that was convened last Friday in New York, where the situation of the Israel-Hamas conflict was discussed, as Israel intensified its bombardment on Gaza. 193 member states, including Nigeria, passed the resolution calling for an immediate and sustained humanitarian truce, which will lead to a cessation of hostilities. Equally, when the Minister of Foreign Affairs received the Palestinian ambassador to Nigeria, Abdallah Abu Shawish stated that the UN resolution also called to avoid further escalation of fighting.
We believe that both Israel and Palestine have a right to have their independent states.
While stating the plight of civilians in his country, Palestinian ambassador to Nigeria, Abdallah Abu Shawish, says women and children are mostly affected, prompting the need for diplomatic solution and prioritizing saving civilian lives.
Also, I explained to him that this war not against the Palestinian people alone. This war is against to block any dream from the South country to have a balanced economic and political order in the world.
The Nigerian government has called on the Israeli government to grant humanitarian access to millions of people displaced since the crisis broke out on October 7, 2023. In Abuja, Garba Muhammad Natala, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Spanish government says it will increase its military support to the ongoing joint task force operations in Lake Chad. Spanish ambassador to Nigeria, Juan Ignacio Steteves, while on a welcome visit to the Nigerian Army headquarters.
We bring our contribution to the joint task force in the Lake Chad region, but we are ready to scale up our contributions.
And appreciate your country for your telling contributions to facilitating peace, economic development and progress in Nigeria. Your contributions to the multinational joint task force and the joint task force in the Northeast.
Similarly, the Benue State Governor was in the office of the Chief of Army Staff to seek deployment of more troops and the establishment of a forward operation base to curb emerging security challenges.
Some local governments in Benue State also share boundary with the Cameroon, and threats from across the board, as well as the discovery of solid minerals in those areas and local governments, it's likely to exacerbate the security situation in those areas.
The Army headquarters is in the position to provide additional troops to 401. We will also provide some combat enablers to assist that formation to be more effective in the conduct of its operation.
General Lagbaja noted that the military has upskilled its operations nationwide. And on President Tinubu's Supreme Court victory, President Bola Tinubu has continued to receive guests and congratulatory visit over his recent victory at the Supreme Court. A Nigerian entrepreneur, Abdul Samad Rabiu, who was in company of the chairman of the Nigeria Governors Forum and Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, acknowledges that the ruling has put all uncertainties to rest regarding the mandate of the president.
I believe it is now time for all of us to come together and support His Excellency to deliver, to rebuild Nigeria. And I know most of us Nigerians, indeed all of us Nigerians, would want to see a better country. So that is why I came. And during my discussion with His Excellency, Mr. President, I could see the passion, I could see the burning desire, the commitment in him to deliver. But again, Mr. President alone cannot do it. He cannot do it all alone, and we need, to come and support him to ensure that he delivers. As a Nigerian and also as a business owner, I want to see a country. I want to see a Nigeria that is stable, a country that is prosperous. And we can only achieve that if we all come together and support the government and support one another and support, Mr. President. Without stability, it will be very hard. We will not be able to achieve the prosperity that we need in this country. So for us to prosper, we need to be stable. For us to be stable, we need to come together and support each other and support our government. Nigeria is the only country we have, and we must all come together and support one another to ensure that we get the prosperity that we so much desire and deserve.
The businessman also calls on Nigerians to be a little bit more patient to see all the transformative policies and programs of the administration manifest for the good of all. Now, talking maritime security, the Nigerian Navy has launched the first of 2 Nigerian Navy high-endurance offshore patrol vessels, marking another milestone in the execution of design and construction. The Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, performed the launch of the newly built vessel, a 2x76-meter ship weighing 1,200 tons. Appreciating the federal government under the President Tinubu, the Naval chief explained the significance of the occasion, saying the launch of a naval ship is age-long tradition, which signifies the birth of the ship, while also praying for blessings of good fortunes for the ship, its crew and passengers. The ship is expected to complement and sustain the efforts of the fleet in ensuring naval presence at sea to curb the menace of oil theft and other irregularities and assist in managing Nigeria's exclusive economic zone while providing maritime security and effective disaster relief. And on solid minerals development, President Bola Tinubu says it will no longer be business as usual in the Nigerian solid minerals sector as he commits to championing a major transformative drive. This was during the opening of the African Natural Resources and Energy Investment Summit in Abuja. Charles Alpha reports.
Africa, and indeed Nigeria's enormous rich and natural resources, are seen as a pivotal juncture and rapidly evolving energy sector that will drive the just energy transition targets for not just the African continent, but the world. The second edition of the African Natural Resources and Energy Investment Summit in Abuja by the Ministry of Solid Minerals Development and Partners is focusing on a just energy transition and its effects on the natural and economic environment. For the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, it is all about a deliberate shift from traditional energy sources to renewables.
Our resources must become the engine of our own prosperity and the well-being of our people. We must set the foundation for a just transition that fosters inclusive growth and minimizes the environmental impact.
We must seize this moment to unlock the immense economic potentials of our energy sector, which can drive growth, create green jobs, and improve livelihoods of our people.
The problem holding back commercial exports of Nigeria's mineral resources is logistics constraints.
President Bola Tinubu, in a message to the summit, said activities of illegal miners and bandits have undermined government's efforts to revamp the mineral sector and restated commitment to build the sector with international presence.
We are determined to create the conducive conditions for genuine businessmen. However, we shall no longer tolerate criminal adventurers and their local collaborators who exploit our socio-economic environment to sabotage our nation in the guise of bringing business.
For the next 3 days, experts in the energy sector will deliver addresses and recommendations that will drive financing, investment, and transition towards utilizing Africa's natural resources. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
You're watching the Network News. More reports when we return.
Take it from me, the mind-blowing way to do things is the Glow LTE advanced way. When you stream, it's like you're in the drama itself. When you make calls, you reach where others can't. Cookie! Doing business is like running Wall Street from your street. And when you play,
I did beat the guy.
We'll see about that.
It's like traveling the world without moving an inch.
Is that Toby in your room?
You can download in the blink of an eye in 4K. Go! And when you go for your dreams, it's like running with the strength of 3 nations behind you.
Glow LTE Advanced, the power of 3 data networks in one. Get a Glow SIM or dial *301#.
The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, CON, invites honorable ministers, presidential aides, federal permanent secretaries, and top government functionaries to the 2023 Cabinet Retreat with the theme, Delivering on the Renewed Hope Agenda. Date, Wednesday 1st to Friday 3rd November 2023. Time, 9 a.m. Venue, State House Conference Center, Presidential Villa, Abuja. Registration starts on Monday 30th October 2023 by 2 p.m. at the State House Conference Center, Presidential Villa, Abuja. This event is strictly by invitation. Announcer, Richard Filangwa, Permanent Secretary, Cabinet Affairs Office, Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation.
We are passionate about 2 things in Nigeria. The first is football. The second is our rice. And nobody celebrates like a Nigerian. So, for every goal scored, every mark made, you can be sure to always come back home to rice. Celebrate with Nigerian Premium Big Bull Rice, homegrown just like you. Big Bull Rice, tasty rice, nourished you.
We're having a baby boy!
Girl!
Boy.
Girl!
Boy!
Guys, I've got amazing news for you.
No. Keep the news to yourself.
Which one is mine?
All 8 of them. How many of them are girls?
Get 8 times the value of every recharge, 1,000 Naira sign-up bonus, and double data with Airtel over Jara. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Governor Mai Malabuni is transforming Yobe's healthcare sector. He built the largest maternal and child healthcare hospital in the country, upgraded 4 general hospitals to state specialist hospitals, upgraded and expanded 7 primary healthcare centers to general hospitals, upgraded and equipped 6 medical laboratories, and built or upgraded 138 primary healthcare centers across Yobe's 178 electoral wards so far. His Excellency Governor Buni has done even more. He established the Yobe State Contributory Healthcare Management Agency Yoshma, the Yobe State Drugs Management Agency Yodma, the Yobe State Emergency Medical Ambulances Services Agency Yemabus, and the Yobe State Healthcare and Health-Related Facilities Inspection and Monitoring Agency Yofima. For Governor Mai Malabuni, healthcare is always a priority. In Yobe, pride of the Sahel.
So here's the thing. Why do you do what you do? Is it because it's what you want to do? Or it's what other people expect you to do? The most important thing is to take a step every day in the direction of where you want to be. It means you're not where you want to be, but you're on the way there. Take your own bold steps with 9 Mobile.
Dial *301# to choose a data plan that works for you.
9 Mobile.
Thanks for being there. And now moving to off-cycle elections. The First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has urged women in Imo State to vote for Governor Hope Uzodinma in the November 11 off-cycle governorship election in the state. She made the appeal at a one-day women campaign rally in support of the re-election of Governor Uzodinma held in Owerri. Faith Igwilo has details.
Addressing thousands of women who gathered at Ndubisi Kanu Square, Owerri, venue of the campaign rally from all the 27 local government areas of Imo State, the First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, described Governor Hope Uzodinma, the APC governorship candidate in the off-cycle governorship election, as a great achiever who has performed creditably well since assumption of office. She therefore urged the women to massively cast their votes for the governor in order to enable him to continue with his developmental projects in the state.
This is the move of God. And let me tell you, like my husband promised, that the East will be the industrial hub of Nigeria. I want all of you to go on and vote en masse.
Show you rally support and vote for the All Progressives Congress.
Governor Hope Uzodinma appreciated the women for their show of love to him and enjoined them to continue to support his re-election bid.
We are going to work with them, and we are going to continually associate with them in all our politicking.
The First Lady was accompanied on the campaign rally by the APC National Woman Leader, Mary Alile, wife of the Senate President Ekaite Akpabio, as well as wives of 7 governors and ministers. In Owerri, I am Faith Igwilo, NTA News.
And to empowerment matters now, 3 million Nigerians have so far benefited from the ongoing Nigeria COVID-19 Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus NGK Program, designed to mitigate the impact of COVID-19 and other crises on livelihoods of poor and vulnerable households, communities and micro-enterprises. This was disclosed at a technical session on mid-term review of the program held in Abuja. NECA reports that the session, which brought together donor agencies, experts and stakeholders, is aimed at providing insight into the progress and impact of NGKs in Nigeria.
Amidst the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic,
The NGK program emerged as a beacon of hope. It reached out to vulnerable individuals, young and old, offering a lifeline in their darkest moment. Through cash transfers, grants, and technical support, it provided a means of survival, ensuring that hope was not lost. 2.5 years down the line, 3 million beneficiaries stand as proofs to the program's transformative power.
We are quite happy about what has happened to the program. It's still very active in all 36 states of the Federation and FCT, and they are all very eager to get even into the next phase of it.
The popularity is growing, and the impact is also phenomenal, because as we speak, over 3 million beneficiaries of the program as we speak across the country.
And it has helped a lot of those people, to migrate, from abject poverty to some level of stability.
The midterm review also exposed areas that require further improvement to maximize the program's impact.
Our major challenge is insecurity, but we use community architecture, we use traditional rulers, and because a far way to see how we go to various communities.
NGK's program is designed to support a budgeted program of expenditures and interventions at the state level, targeting existing and newly emerging vulnerable and poor households, as well as micro and small enterprises affected by economic crisis. In Abuja, Neka Oko, NTA News.
To the judiciary now, the Appellate Court, Abuja Division, has reversed the nullification of the candidacy of the All Progressives Congress APC governorship flag bearer by Bayelsa State, Timpriye Silva. In a unanimous verdict, the three-man panel of justices gave the order in Abuja. Justice Binta Zubairu, who delivered the lead judgment, held that Justice Donatus Okrowo of the Federal High Court, Abuja, was wrong in ordering the sack of Silva as a candidate of the APC in the November 11 governorship election in Bayelsa State. The court held that since the lower court had no jurisdiction in the first place, all actions taken in the matter amount to nullity. Justice Zubairu also awarded a cost of 1 million naira in favor of Silva against the respondents. Now, political matters now. 5 months into the life of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's presidency, the All Progressives Congress is becoming more attractive to opposition party members following the policy drive of the APC government at the center. The latest evidence of this is the former national chairman of the New Nigeria People's Party, Professor Rufai Ahmed Al-Khali, who led other top chieftains of the party to pitch camp with the APC. They were at the APC National Secretariat Tuesday to join the party publicly. Political correspondent Abubakar Akwanga was there and now reports.
We have traveled for long and realized we have not covered considerable distance. These are some of the words of the former national NNPP chairman and now APC member Professor Rufai Ahmed Al-Khali, two former heavyweights of the NNPP, Senator Suleiman Otman Unkuyi and Professor Ben Angwe, governorship candidate for Benue State in the last governorship election, and others also denounced their membership of the NNPP. The new entrant described APC as a party with a large heart and urged opposition candidates in the recent presidential election to accept defeat and join hands to make Nigeria great.
And we also consulted very widely with our friends, associates, and the supporters. And we agree that if we must advance forward, then our next destination is here before you, the APC.
You will be given opportunity to take an active part. You will be given opportunity to practice internal democracy, to aspire to whichever position you want to aspire. That is our great party, the APC.
The APC national chairman, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, also received APC online media crew, where he encouraged them to continue to project the party in good light. In Abuja, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the National Working Committee (NWC) of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has called on all actors in the disagreement in Rivers State to sheath their swords, unite, and allow for peaceful resolution of all the issues. The party's National Publicity Secretary Debo Ologunagba, in a statement, says NWC urges all to close ranks and focus on the task of governance and delivery of dividends of democracy to the people, assuring that it had commenced processes using the party's internal conflict resolution mechanism to ensure that all areas of disagreement are addressed. A time now to join Adiola in Lagos for stories making the rounds from that zone. Adiola.
To discuss the future of the industry and how to leverage technology to promote good governance and generate revenue for national development. This is the focus of the second biennial and international gaming conference with the theme Innovation and Disruption, Core Strategies for Success, organized by the National Lottery Regulatory Commission in Lagos. Lynn Leneke reports that the Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs declared the conference open.
The global online betting market in 2021 was estimated to be worth over $50 billion due to the rapid evolution of technological innovation. And with a population of over 200 million, Nigeria is believed to be growing with millions of active citizens engaging in various forms of online gaming and sports betting. This, the federal government, through its renewed hope agenda and diversification drive, is working towards providing an enabling environment for the growth of the sector, which has given access to a wide range of entertainment options and job creation opportunities.
We must create job opportunity, create more, giving more IGR, which is part of what the Lottery Commission are also doing now.
Director General, National Lottery Regulatory Commission, Larry Badabia says his agency is designing policies to ensure transparency, integrity, and security of the gaming industry.
It is our shared responsibility to maintain a robust and effective KYC system, not only for the betterment of the gaming industry, but for the greater good of our nation's security and financial integrity.
We must recognize the dynamics of the evolution of lottery and gaming and the increasingly sophisticated generation of new players who are demanding more exciting, interactive, and engaging digital channels that we cannot afford not to provide.
We can ensure that our regulatory framework remains robust, our citizens are safeguarded, and the nation's economy benefits from the opportunities presented by the lottery and gaming industry.
The two-day conference is expected to chart a way forward for the stability of the gaming ecosystem through effective implementation of regulatory policies. In Lagos, Lynn Leneke, NTA News.
While attention is gradually being shifted away from one of the diseases that was once seen as deadly, HIV/AIDS, there is now good news for those who are skeptical about public or private hospitals in order to know their HIV status, as individuals can now get tested at their own convenience with a self-testing kit without the assistance of a medical expert. Director General, National Agency for the Control of AIDS, NACA, Dr. Gambo Gumel Aliyu, re-emphasized this at the opening of a 3-day West and Central Africa Sub-Regional Technical Meeting in Lagos. Diana Ajali completes the report.
Over the years, the human immunodeficiency virus HIV and acquired immunodeficiency syndrome AIDS have remained a communicable disease. Since its advent, medical experts in Nigeria have continued to work tirelessly towards reducing its spread, improve its management and treatment. The West and Central African Sub-Regional Technical Meeting for Stakeholders, the Director General, National Agency for the Control of AIDS, NACA, Gambo Aliyu, says is targeted at sharing a first-hand experience and better ways to improving HIV prevention across the West African sub-region.
As we approach 2030, we want to make sure we get virtually everyone that is HIV positive identified and placed on treatment. That will help our prevention strategies.
Although new data by the National Agency for the Control of AIDS, NACA, shows that there's a drastic reduction in cases of HIV/AIDS in Nigeria, with prevalence rate of infected children now at 0.2%, while the adult prevalence rate between ages 15 and 49 stands at 1.4%. a reflection of steady progress on increasing access to treatment.
For those that live in rural areas, for example, we find a special way to reach them in their own languages, and make sure that we have community members that can actually get to them.
Solutions will come out of this meeting, solutions that are informed by experiences of Africans.
The stakeholders meeting, which had in attendance delegates from different African countries, joined Nigerian medical experts in focusing on the roadmap on delivery of HIV/AIDS prevention by 2030. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
And we are done from Lagos. The network news will continue after this timeout. To stay with us.
Where is Glory? Excuse me, ma'am.
Glow! Where Glow now?
Are they here?
No Glow, don't go village. Tie all our customer, Abi.
Everybody pay attention. See, now Glow berekete 10x. Now him I they take tension my customers. Now they dash me 10 times the credits when I load. Or even summer me double data join.
Yeah. Wait, so with 1 5 when they give all of us, so you they enjoy up to
15,000 naira credit and data. And I say I never finish you. See, when I say if you enjoy, if you not join Glow berekete 10x, when I go get 1,000 naira welcome credits. Finish. Glow, you don't win. Una see they here. Hello, please, I'm looking for Glow. Please save now Glow with they fine. Now Glow with they go.
Okay, so enjoy 10 times the value of your recharge on Glow berekete 10x. You also get 1,000 naira for calls and data and double data bonus on your subscription.
Bye, Mom.
He's going to play in this weather. Why did you let him go? He might fall ill.
And if he doesn't go out for practice, how will he win more trophies? To protect our family from illness-causing germs during the rainy season, we use Dettol soap every day.
Dettol with germ defense gives you protection. Rainy season brings a lot of germs, and Dettol soap's germ defense protects you from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Dettol soap is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association. Be Dettol Show.
We don't like to eat better, more nutritious meals, more veggies, but we want it tasty and easy too. Knorr Cubes, that's the secret. Made with real ingredients like chicken, parsley, and garlic, and enriched with iron, so your meals are better for you and more delicious too. That's the cocoa. Let's give it some accolades. Change your world by changing what's on your plate.
The Nigerian Women Hall of Fame is the pride of every Nigerian woman. This is where every woman who is outstanding, exceptional, and first in any career is inducted, documented, and celebrated to serve as inspiration to other women. The famous Nigerian Women Hall of Fame, the epitome of every celebrated woman.
Creek, the son of River State. At the early hours of October 30, 2023, I received multiple phone calls and report of immense attack and the desecration of River State House of Assembly, which is the beacon of our democracy. It is important for us to understand that our democracy needs to be encouraged to maturity, even as the young stars are watching at what we do today. Therefore, keeping the sanctity of the temple of our democracy is a sacred oath we all took as political actors, irrespective of class. My appeal is peace, and for Rivers State to be allowed to key into President Tinubu's administration at the federal level in order to take advantage of President Tinubu's economic master plan, where the state can fit its economic policy to attract private capital development and create jobs for the youths who are currently struggling with massive unemployment, so our young youths and residents can have good jobs and live a life of self-dignity where they too can be a value addition to the state economic pool. We cannot afford to allow the crisis brewing to snowball into a more chaotic situation, which is capable of exacerbating huge economic hardship on Rivers people. I therefore call for all to be calm and let all involved shed their sword in the interest of peace and development of our dear River State. Irrespective of my political interest or leaders' political interest, the onus lies on us all to put on the garb of civility and deploy dialogue to resolve our differences. God bless you as you give peace a chance and let love lead.
Many thanks for being there. Let's head straight to the Red Chambers, where the Senate passes for second reading a supplementary appropriation bill of 2.1 trillion naira for 2023 to address some critical areas of need. 18 billion is for statutory transfer, 992.8 billion for recurrent, while 1.1 trillion is development fund. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that the chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Zak Adedeji, was also screened and confirmed as requested by President Bola Tinubu.
The request for consideration and passage of the 2023 supplementary budget is among several other communications to the Senate from President Tinubu read during Tuesday's plenary. The budget bill, as outlined by the Senate leader Ogbeyemi Bamidele in the lead debate, seeks to address critical areas of need.
Provision for 18 billion naira for the Independent National Electoral Commission. The children of this country should have access to loan to fund their educational pursuits. This is a small sum, this 8 billion. This budget is purposely made to address the short-term and the immediate and pressing issues.
President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, tasked the relevant committee to expedite work on the bill after passing second reading.
This bill is now referred to the Committee on Appropriation, and in view of the urgency, to report back as soon as practicable.
Also communicated to the Senate is the 2024 to 2026 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper for consideration and approval. The remaining 4 letters seek confirmation of the 10 newly appointed resident electoral commissioners of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, board members of the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FEMA, the Substantive Auditor General of the Federation, Mr. Shaka Chira, and the Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Mr. Zak Adedeji, who was shortly after ushered in for screening and later confirmed.
The tax we collect from our payee is one of the highest. Meanwhile, individuals that make a lot of money, even from governments, they pay less revenue.
The Inland Revenue Service doesn't want to look at company expenses when they are computing tax. Without those expenses, there is no way tax can be generated.
What we need is actually the data.
We featured first reading of 4 other bills, 2 of which seek establishment of erosion control and flood management commissions. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA.
And from the Green Chambers, President Bola Tinubu has submitted the 2024 to 2026 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper to the House of Representatives for consideration and approval, preparatory to the submission of the 2024 budget proposals. National Assembly correspondent Mitari reports that a supplementary appropriation bill 2023 of 2.17 trillion naira was also submitted by the executive, skilled second reading at the House.
The 2024 to 2026 medium-term expenditure framework was submitted alongside another 2023 supplementary budget of 2.17 trillion naira, of which 992.8 billion naira is for recurrent non-debt expenditure, while 1.6 trillion naira is for contribution to the development fund for capital expenditure.
To make further provisions for additional palliative measures, including the wage award for public servants and the enhanced cash transfer program.
The budget is designed to address those critical infrastructural and social issues that continue to bedevil policy implementation in the country.
2 locations on Onisha, Owerri, dualized federal highway, Mr. Speaker, will be part of this supplementary budget. Mr. Speaker, also Bini Abo, Bini Sapele, Bini Bypass Road, Sapele Road to Lagos, and Bini Ekpoma, Auchi, Express Road, they are part of it.
The president has also introduced about 200 billion to close the gap of 35,000 increasement which he has promised to the civil servants.
Sequel to a motion of urgent public importance, the House also passed a resolution to scrutinize the implementation of the 1.1 trillion naira conditional cash transfer to vulnerable Nigerians.
To invite the Honorable Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation to give detailed policy documents adopted in allocation and distribution of funds for the conditional cash transfer.
In another resolution, the Inspector General of Police was asked to speedily identify and prosecute the killers of Miss Grace Silas, a National Youth Service Corps member deployed to Kaduna State, who was brutally murdered while jogging in Banawa area of the state. From the National Assembly, Nitaire Ikben, NTA News.
Over now to Benny Adams for the business segment of the news. Benny.
Thank you, Olajide. And still talking about the economy, the National Bureau of Statistics is re-strategizing development of statistics for the federal government to make evidence-based decisions on policy formulation and programs for Nigeria. To this end, a stakeholders engagement workshop for drafting of national strategy for the development of statistics phase 3 convened in Abuja.
To ensure that the statistical system caters to the need of all segments of our society. The current unrelenting digital revolution offers new opportunities to enhance our statistical capabilities. NBS is planning to establish Data Innovation Lab.
Statistics will play a vital role in assessing the implementation of the federal government's 8-point agenda. Hence, strengthening the statistical system is paramount to evaluate the current position and subsequent progress of the current administration.
Funding statistics because we want to encourage everyone, government, stakeholders, development partners, but all stakeholders, also like the civil society, academics, to actually use statistics.
And the Minister for Industry, Trade and Investment, Doris Anite, says professionalism is key to the country's economic growth and advocates proper monitoring and execution of projects across the country. This was as she received the leadership of the Chartered Institute of Project Managers of Nigeria in her office.
In Nigeria, a lot of resources has been expended on projects, on infrastructure, with very little to show for it.
So our CIPMN Establishment Act gives us the mandate to ensure that we pull the license from practitioners who are not licensed to practice.
Nigerian equities sustained bullish rally with a 1.65% gain, a total of 483.3 million shares in 8,027 deals corresponding to a market value of 6.044 billion naira were traded. Today's data shows 12% improvement in volume, 27% decline in turnover, but 5% improvement in deals. The current market capitalization is 38 trillion naira. Jopol Gold Ventures recorded the highest volume of 156 million traded shares, followed by United Bank for Africa and Zenith Bank. That is business news. Our network news continues with Olajide Bello. Olajide, it's over to you.
Many thanks, Benny. And moving on, the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC, is partnering the judiciary to achieve a speedy dispensation of justice in matters regarding investment in the banking sector. This was at a sensitization seminar organized for judges of National Industrial Council of Nigeria and members of Investment and Security Tribunal in Port Harcourt. Robinson, Direct ID, reports.
A seminar organized by the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation in collaboration with National Judicial Institute focuses on strengthening depositors' confidence in banks and other financial institutions through speedy dispensation of justice. Despite the technological innovations in the banking and financial services sector, issues of fraudulent acts, enforcement of banking regulations, and termination of employees in liquidated institutions often lead to litigation. Judges are therefore urged to consider timing while making decisions on such matters.
Because of resolving any distress within the system, a lot of issues do crop up in our interaction with claimants and other stakeholders. And we felt that the only way to enlighten or at least get the understanding of stakeholders is to engage them and also interact with them for them to understand some of the nuances of the deposit insurance scheme.
If you invest in the Nigerian capital market, should there be a dispute, disagreement in whatever form, there's a special purpose court that is set up to deal with that matter and indeed timeously within 90 days. You must start and finish the matter. And the tribunal so far, Nigeria indeed has received global commendation for setting up such a court.
We must make time of the essence in administration of justice. If you make time of the essence, then you won't have delay. There's no point, you had the President of the National Industrial Court say, there's no point getting judgment without justice.
Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation disclosed that the agency has paid over 1 billion naira as settlement to over 34,000 depositors from the 179 microfinance banks and 4 primary mortgage institutions whose licenses were recently revoked by the Central Bank of Nigeria.
The NDIC has over the years worked assiduously to foster monetary deposit stability, efficient payment systems, including opening up the space for competition and innovation within the banking sector.
The seminar also featured technical sections where judges were exposed to new developments in the financial services sector. In Port Harcourt, Robinson Derateide, NTA News.
Another break beckons. The news continues in a moment.
Unwrap joy, unleash taste.
Ovaltine, 3-in-1. It has great taste.
Big day ahead.
Yummy, yummy, full of nourishment and vitality. Active bodies and sharp minds. So yeah, Ovaltine, 3-in-1. Ovaltine, 3-in-1.
New Ovaltine 3-in-1. Smart choice for smart kids.
Are you a dealer in cars, jewelry, precious metals and stones and luxury goods? Are you into real estate or are you an estate agent, surveyor, valuer, developer or broker? Are you into the hospitality industry, lottery business or are you a mortgage broker, tax consultant or an accountant? Do you have a supermarket, pools betting and consulting or construction company? If you have, go and obtain your certification from the Special Control Unit Against Money Laundering, SCML, and be free to do your business within the ambits of the law. SCML has the responsibility to monitor, supervise, and regulate the activities of designated non-financial business and professions, DNFBPs, across the country. Please note that the SCML certificate is not a guarantee of legitimacy of any business. To register, visit www.scml.org. For collection of certificate, visit any EFCC office nearest to you. Remember, registration is free.
SCML, securing Nigeria's business environment. This message is from Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Something new is about to hit your imagination of TV. A brand new sundial with StarTime's inbuilt technology. New TV innovation with an inbuilt decoder that connects you to both StarTime's antenna and satellite signal. StarTime Sundial TV, you can enjoy over 300 local and international channels, 1 month StarTime's highest bouquet for free, automatic system update. More benefits, more affordable. StarTimes Sundial TV is available in all StarTimes branches and dealers countrywide. StarTimes Inside, entertainment inbuilt.
Bye, Mom.
He's going to play in this weather.
Why did you let him go? He might fall ill. And if he doesn't go out for practice, how will he win more trophies?
To protect our family from illness-causing germs during the rainy season, we use Dettol soap every day.
Dettol with Germ Defense gives you protection. Raining season brings a lot of germs, and Dettol soap's Germ Defense protects you from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Dettol soap is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association. Be Dettol soap.
Hello, with everybody for you.
Say hello to GoTV's newest package. GoTV Super Plus has all the great channels you love on GoTV Super. Plus, big-time international and kids channels the whole family will love. Plus, plenty of live Premier League action on Super Sports Premier League channel. It's the package you asked for and we listened. GoTV Super Plus, available from 1 August. GoTV, love it.
Glad to know you're still there. Now let's join our sport desk for sports update.
Nigerian Super Falcons Tuesday evening took a step towards qualifying for the football event of Paris 2024 Olympics with a 4-0 victory over the Lucy of Ethiopia at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja. Captain of the day, Rasheedat Ajibade, got 2 of the goals, while Asisat Oshoala and Uche Nakano also got 1 each on the score sheet for the Nigerian ladies to get a 5-1 aggregate victory over the Ethiopians.
When your country plays a match just like Nigeria finished playing, and it comes out with victory, not 1, not 2, not 3 goals, 4 goals, against a team that just about a week ago or so played 1-1 back in Ethiopia. As Sports Development Minister, I mean, you cannot not but feel good.
The Super Falcons have now qualified for the final rounds of the Olympic qualifiers.
2023 Ballon d'Or France footballer is Lionel Messi.
For the 8th time in his career.
Inter Miami attacker and Argentine captain Lionel Messi has won the Ballon d'Or for a record 8th time, the highest ever in the history of football. He won it Monday night at an awards ceremony which took place in Paris for his contribution towards Argentina winning the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Messi scored 7 goals as he was named player of the tournament. He also scored 21 goals for Paris Saint-Germain as they retained the French title before he moved on to Inter Miami in USA, where he scored 11 goals in 14 appearances, helping the team to their first title. Nigerian's Victor Osimhen became the first ever Nigerian player to make it to the top 10 after finishing 8th on the FIFA awards. In tennis, winners have emerged in various categories at the finals of the Tennis Parents Players Association Regional Tournament, which ended at the Lagos Lawn Tennis Club. The competition, which was in the under 12, 14 and youth categories, was a universal tennis ranking points tournament, which will later go to 5 different cities in the country.
This is very good for Nigerian tennis. I can tell you that the standard is higher. The points, they are earning more points, they are getting more visibility. The kids are building more confidence. It's very good for tennis, I can tell you for free.
With Sports Update, Gift George, NTA News.
And that concludes the network news. Thanks for watching. I am Olajide Bello.